Hello, welcome to Cooking with Shirley, Flavor in the Kitchen. This has been a dream of mine to do cooking videos, and I have been asked for so many years. Why don't you do a cooking book, a tutorial on cooking to help people to perfect their expertise in the kitchen? And cooking is something that I love to do. I don't do it as much as I used to, but I'm getting back at it, and it's something that I love. Cooking is very relaxing to me, and it's something that my mom used to do all the time. I used to sit and watch her and how she used to cook, and how it seemed like it brought her so much joy just to cook for her children, her family, her husband. So I kind of picked up the tools of the trade from her. I love cooking for my children, for my family, loved ones. And I said, let me just jump back at this and start back cooking again. Several people on my job, I used to cook for them from time to time. They said, Shirley, when are you going to cook again? Well, surprise, I'm cooking tonight to surprise some of my fellow co-workers, employees at work. So tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to cook some spaghetti, crowd pleasing spaghetti, and I'm going to cook some of my famous cornmeal broccoli muffins. So if you would just sit tight and watch, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I want you to have as much fun as I'm going to have. I love to have fun. And I always say, laughter, the Bible said laughter is good for the soul. And I say, if I can make people laugh, giggle for 5 seconds, guess what? That's 5 seconds of stress that's taken out of their lives. So follow me over here in this corner as we prepare to cook some spaghetti and broccoli cornmeal muffins. Okay? You're going to love it. Follow me over here. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to first, let's wash our hands. They said that cleanliness is next to godliness. I believe that wholeheartedly. Get some paper towel and then just dry these hands. But spaghetti is something that I'll cook from time to time when I have family members coming in out of town, family members, loved ones coming in out of town for a big gathering. Amen. This dish, amen, is definitely a crowd pleaser. It's not that hard. You can cook it ahead of time and you can freeze it. Leftovers, it tastes even better when all the flavors buried together overnight, and take it out the next day, and voila, it is even more better. Okay, follow me over here. First, we're going to do is we're going to take some onions, slice some onions up on this cutting board. And try not to get too close to the onions instead of make you cry. After that, we're going to take some EVOO, put it in the pot, turn this stove on, put some EVOO in the pot, just kind of dab a little bit just to cover the bottom, just a little bit, not a lot, just to cover the bottom of it. Because what you're going to do, you're going to throw the onions in the pot, amen, and let them kind of sear a little bit just to get the flavor, wake the flavor up of the onion, okay? So let's chop a few more chopping of these onions here. Let's chop them up really good so they can cook faster. Yes, yes. Ooh. I love anything with onions. Onions is just one of my favorite vegetables when I'm cooking soups, doing salads. I always try to keep onions on hand. Always try to keep onions on hand. Okay, that's chopped up pretty good. Then we're going to take them and toss them in the pot. Get a few more. Take it. Toss some more in the pot. And one thing about it, when you're cooking a vegetable dish, I always say you can never get too much onions in the dish. Onions is one of the things that make the dish come alive, come alive, come alive. It's one of my vegetables I use all the time, like I said, cooking flavor. Oh my. Awesomenessity. Awesomenessity. So let's throw on a little bit more, a few more in the pot. Okay. Just the smell of them. Oh my Lord. The aroma of onion in the house. Oh my Lord. Oh my goodness. Next, we're going to take some bell peppers. Let's chop some of those up. While the onions are heating up, we're going to chop some bell peppers up. Okay? Let's get these all chopped up. Red, green, flavor. Awesome. Throw those in the pot. Oh, that didn't get chopped up good enough. Let's try this again. One thing you don't want to do is pop that finger. Make sure you keep it pulled back far enough when chopping. Okay, that seems to be pretty good. Let's throw this in the pot. La la la. Okay. Oh, smells so good. Smells good. Now while that's going, I've already got a pot of water, boiling water. What I'm going to do to the boiling water for my noodles is I'm going to add, I'd say, about a half teaspoon of salt, a fourth of a teaspoon of salt in the water, and I'm going to use some EVOO, put it in the water as well. Now what this does, you know how noodles tend to stick together sometimes when you boil them? Well, the EVOO, you can use any type of oil. I like using EVOO just about in anything. It keeps the noodles from sticking together. It builds a barrier from one or the other sticking. So the water is pretty much boiling. While that's going on, let's give the onions and bell pepper a spin. Oh my Lord. Smells so good. Awesomenessity. Awesomenessity. Now, when it comes to noodles, I like using the Miller noodles, thin spaghetti noodles. And what I do is, some people may not do it. Some people just take them out the box and just throw them in a pot. What I like to do is I break them in half and throw them in a pot. So let's break some more noodles up. Any brand noodles, whatever noodles you like. I don't prefer too much one over the other. Break it, throw it in a pot. Let's get some more. Get a big handful this time. Breaking, throw it in the pot. Okay, okay. Break, throw it in the pot. Put our trash there for later. Oh, let's stir these onions and bell peppers some more. Give it another spin. Yay. Yay. Oh my goodness. Whew. Looking good, looking good. Smelling even better. Smelling even better. That is looking good. Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, we're going to have this meal tomorrow at work, and I'm going to have to let you know what the employees think of this meal. I've cooked this before, but it's been some years ago. Like I said, I've got out of the habit of cooking and just doing, and so, like I said, trying to get back into it again. A passion that I love, amen. Something that I've always enjoyed doing, and it brings me happiness doing it. So whatever your happiness is, you stay in that vein. You know, there's so much that's going on in the world today, and I encourage people, wherever you find your happy place, stay there. Stay there. Stay in that happy place. Because maybe your happy place is cooking as well. Stay there. Maybe reading a book. I remember when I was a child, we didn't have much money to travel. So what I would do is I would get a book and I would read, and I would imagine myself going to those places. I would put myself in the story and imagine myself there. And I had the best of time while I was there. I had my friends with me and just enjoyed myself. So get in that happy place. Amen. And I know a lot of people say, you know, they're going through this, they're going through that. So much is going on, so much turmoil. Be the person that will bring a smile to someone's face. You never know what a simple hello could do. You never know what a simple smile could do. Amen. And I always say a smile is a weapon, that I'm not defeated. So smile. Amen. Smile. Learn to smile. And when you're having a bad day, smile. And then when you smile, smile again. Smile again. Let's get back over here and check out these onions and bell peppers. Woohoo! Woohoo! That is, woo. They're looking good, smelling good. Ooh, yum, yum, yum. Yum, yum, yum. Next, what we're going to do, I'm going to open a pack of ground chuck, hamburger meat, and I'm going to throw that in the pot. Just kind of crumble it up a little bit and throw it in the pot. Kind of separate it as you throw it in. Looking good. Something else that I add to my spaghetti, maybe a lot of people don't, but try it. I encourage you to try it sometime. What I do is I use some Italian sausages just to give it a little kick. We are talking about flavor in the kitchen. So anything that adds flavor, try it. Try it. Don't be afraid to try it. The one thing about it, if you don't like it, you can always not do it the next time or try something different. So let's put some Italian sausages. I didn't get the hot, I got the mild. Don't know how sensitive people's stomachs are, so I just said I'll just stick with the mild. So let's crumble that. Throw that in the pot as well. Ooh. Get all of it there. Okay. This here. Let's come over here and wash my hands. It's cooking very nicely. And oh, the aroma. Can we say aroma? Smells awesome. Better yet, it smells splendiculous. How about that? How about that word? Okay. Let's go over here and let's stir. Marry this all up, these onions, and oh my goodness. Oh, my. Whew, this smells so awesome. What I did is I got an extra pack of ground beef just to add to it, just to make sure I have enough. When I make the spaghetti, I like my spaghetti to be meaty. I love for my spaghetti to be meaty. So I got another small pack just to add, just to make sure I have enough. So let's throw that, crumble that up, and throw it in the pot as well. This is going to be, oh, so good. So good. Yes, yes. I hope all of you had a pretty good day so far. Just remember, in the end, it'll be okay. If it's not okay, then it must not be the end. How about that? Okay, let's go back over here. Check our meat, onions, and bell pepper. Let's give it a swirl. It's browning also well. And that's what we're doing right now. We're just browning the meat now. Once the vegetables have got tender, that's when I add my meat. Only add it when the vegetables are tender. Not too tender, just kind of as the white begin to fade a little bit, then you can throw your onions over, your meat over into the pot. And it is cooking quite well. Okay. Yes. Oh yes. It's doing nicely. Nicely. Oh yes. Let's check on the noodles. They're doing quite well. You know, one thing about cooking segments, unless you stop the camera and pick up at another place, you just have to wait for the stove to do its thing. Do its thing. And one thing I learned as a little girl watching my mom cook, I remember when she used to get in the kitchen and cook and seemed like it took all day. Amen. But when she put that food on the plate and set it on the table, it was worth the wait. Let me tell you, it was worth the wait. A lot of times we come in, I know we have so many of us rather have busy lives. And microwave is one of our closest friends. It's part of the family. But I use it quite often as well. But there's nothing like putting meal on the stove and let it just simmer and cook for hours. It cannot be replaced. So that's what we're doing now. We're just cooking it on the stove. We could have stuck it in the microwave and browned the hamburger meat, but I prefer putting it on the stove, the old-fashioned way. Let's go check and see what it's doing right now. It's getting pretty close to being done. You think? Let's check it out. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh. Woo. Too bad the camera don't have a smell function. Oh, my Lord. Ooh, this smells so good, y'all. It smells awesome. It smells so good. And it's getting there. Let's see what we got it on. Let's turn it up a notch. Yes, yes. It smells so good. And it's cooking just fine. It's cooking fine. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. It is cooking awesome. Can't wait to sample this stuff. It's been a minute since I've cooked some spaghetti. But to be honest with you, I had a taste for some as well. This time of the year when the weather starts to change, gets cool, I like cooking spaghetti and soups and chilies and all the good flavorful, warm, comfy foods. Tomorrow's supposed to be kind of cool in the morning, but it's supposed to warm up rather nicely. But by the time we eat lunch, it's going to be kind of cool still. But this spaghetti will help you get your mind right. It'll help you get your mind right, okay? Shake it out. It's cooking just fine. Everything is on schedule. Let's give it a whirl here. Flip it over. Make sure it's browning through and through. We don't want no pink meat. Oh no, not in spaghetti. We want it brown, fine. Let's give it a swirl. Let's give it a swirl. Woo. Woo, woo, woo. Give it a swirl. I mean, this stuff is, y'all, this stuff is the bomb. It's going to be busted. yes. Ooh. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Ooh, that's smelling good. Yes. It's almost ready, believe it or not. And like I said, this meal doesn't take very long to cook at all. And like I said, if you've got company coming in, you can cook it a day or two ahead of time. And just stick it in your freezer. And pull it out when the company arrives. They think you just cooked it. That you're going to sweat it over this meal all day long. It's one of them kind that people don't think that it took you a few minutes, as we say in the country, a few minutes to cook it. Let's check on our noodles. Let's check on our noodles. Ooh. Oh yeah. Noodles are looking good. They're looking good. Oh yes. What we're gonna do now, I'm gonna grab some mittens, is we're going to drain the fat, which is not that much on this meat here. We're gonna drain it. So, got my drainer right here. I'm gonna sit it in this sink, sit it over here. Turn this down. I'm not gonna turn the stove off. We're gonna turn it down. And look at that. Woo, 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 woo. Don't it look good? Woo. Hold on. We're gonna drain this. Get the excess fat out. Let's set this right here. Okay. I'm gonna drain that. Let it sit there for a second. While that's draining, let's check on the noodles. Let's check on those boys. See what they doing. Yeah. Just like I suspected, they are not sticking together. Awesome-lity! Let's give them a swirl in there. Give them a swirl. And you really have to pay attention to your noodles that you don't overcook them, because you don't want them to be gummy. You don't want them to be too done. But you want them to have some type of consistency. And some people like theirs softer than others. It's according to your consistency. So every now and then you may want to pull one out just to check to make sure it's the consistency that you want it to have. In the meanwhile, we're going to take the brown meat that we just strained in this strainer. Let's see here. Pretty much got a little bit more to drain. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the drained meat back into my pot that I cooked it in. Upsy daisy. Take another look at this. Woo-hoo, whoa. Come on over here to this stove. Put it back on the stove, and you're gonna turn it down. I've got my onions in there that I put in there with EVOO along with my bell peppers. And when they got softened, then like I said, I put my ground beef in there, as along with Italian sausages. You can just use regular sausage meat if you want sausage patty meat, but I just like the Italian sausage just because it has a little flavor in it. Next, this is a sauce that I make from time to time. I had, like I said, done it in a while. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take some ketchup, about 1/4 cup of ketchup. We're going to put it in the pot. About 1/4 cup. Then I'm going to take some hot sauce. Girl, where you getting that recipe from? Stay tuned. Woo-hoo. I would say about a teaspoon of hot sauce. Woo-hoo. We're going to stir that up. Put it back on the stove and stir it up. Okay. We're going to get, sometimes I buy flavor packet spaghetti sauce, mix. Just whatever you prefer. Some people don't put the store-bought sauce mix in there, but I do from time to time, and like I said, I like to play with it sometimes. Just give it different flavors. So to each his own. I'm gonna put a little bit of this in there, and this is some spaghetti sauce mix. Now I'm gonna put some ragu in the mix. I'm gonna add some ragu in the mix. Okay. The kind that I have is the chunky sauce, tomato, garlic, and onion. Extra flavorful. Flavor in the kitchen. Let's pour some of this in there. It's according to how much meat you have, and so how much sauce you're going to need to make it. Cover the meat. Woo-hoo. Let's mix this up. Stir it up real well. And because of the amount of meat that I have, I decided to get another jar just to be on the safe side. I got another jar. And this is sauteed onions and garlic. Sometimes I get two of the same jars, and sometimes just to give flavor in the kitchen, I get two different flavors just to mix up, to marry together, bring out this goodness of the spaghetti. I'm not going to use quite all of that. Like I said, you'll know how much you need according to how much meat that you have that you're cooking for your spaghetti. Okay, we're going to marry that all up together. Mix that up. Oh, Lord, this looks good, honey. Okay, now I'm going to take some Campbell's roasted red peppers. Oh my God. Oh my God. If you never use these, get you some. Get you some and put it in your cabinets. Cook with roast. Oh my God. And all different types of meat dishes. Casserole dishes. It is the bomb.com. So we're going to open that. Whew. Honey. Hold that in there. It's kind of puree, so we mix that in there. We're going to stir this up together. Oh my goodness. Oh my. Whew. Girl, who sent you? Because it's not the consistency that I want my spaghetti sauce, meat sauce, I'm going to add the remainder of the sauteed onion and garlic in here. Ooh, oh. Ooh. Give that a stir. Stir it real good. Now I'm going to add just a little sprinkle of salt, a dash of salt, whatever you want to say, in the mix. What salt does, it just blends all those flavors together and just help to marry each other for tasteful flavor. Just gonna give a little sprinkle. Oh, la la la. Okay. Whoops. We're gonna stir that up. Stir this up good. Oh my goodness, the flavor are marrying. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's shake these noodles. Don't want them to get too soggy. Let's take one out the bunch. Okay. We're gonna turn that off. Stir that up. So what's going on with the meat sauce? I've got all that in there. Gonna add a few other things, but right now I've got the meat sauce simmering, allowing the flavors to marry up. And oh my God, when it does, oh my God. Hold on. In the meanwhile, we're gonna take the noodles off stove, and just merely taking them off the stove and leaving them in the hot water, they're gonna continue to cook. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna pour the noodles into the strainer. Ooh. Some people like the noodles, like I said earlier, to be whole, so they can take the noodles and just kind of spin it with their fork, around their fork. But I just rather just break them in half. Sometimes I cook them, the noodles whole, but tonight I'm breaking them in half. So while that's draining, let's go back over here and shake the meat. Give it a stir. Give it a stir. Now, I don't know if any of you ever used brown sugar in your spaghetti sauce. Oh my goodness, it helps get your mind right too. Several items in here will help you get your mind right, okay? So, we're just gonna top the top of this. This is some Dominoes. Let me find my scissors. Find my scissors and open the Dominoes sugar. I'm going to use an amount of meat that I have in here. I'm going to use about a fourth of a cup of brown sugar. And I'm going to kind of squeeze it, and it's really soft. So I'm going to say about a fourth a cup of brown sugar in the mix. Come on now, come on now, come on. Okay. And use that in the mix. And now we're going to stir it. Stir it up, stir it up. Oh my goodness. Oh goodness. All of the flavors marrying up. Oh my Lord. Oh my goodness. Now we got that going on. In the meanwhile, we're going to run cold water over the noodles. And what that does is stop the noodles from cooking. Kind of put a chill on it. You know, sometimes how them little cheerings get to running around, and you said, sit down somewhere and chill. That's what we want these noodles to do. We want them to get somewhere, sit down, quit cooking, and I want you to chill. So, let's run some cool water over the noodles. La 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 la. Okay. This is going to be so awesome. Awesome. Now, I know I've got some friends that don't care too much for using the meat sauce. They'll just use the tomato-based items to pour on top of their spaghetti. Now, sometimes I will do the meatballs, but hardly ever I do the meatballs. I just prefer to do this, the scrambled meat sauce, as opposed to making a sauce and pour over meatballs. But to each his own. Yes, 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 yes. Oh yes, it's cooling it down. Cooling it down. Okay. Let's put this pot right here. Wash my hands. You can never wash your hands too much when cooking. Never, never wash your hands too much. If you see people's hands like they dried out, most of the time, hint, hint, they cook a lot and they're washing their hands as they cook. Okay. Now, we've got the noodles. We got those drained. We've got the meat sauce on the stove. Amen. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to take the noodles. Because this is a spaghetti casserole, I'm going to take the noodles and I'm going to mix the noodles and the meat together. I'm going to swirl it all around together and make one dish. Hold tight. Let's drain some more of the water out. Make sure we got all the water drained out really well before we dump the noodles over in the pot with the meat. So we're going to come over here and we're going to dump. Okay? Now we're going to give it, I'm going to have to use a bigger spoon this time. Woo-hoo-hoo. Hope you're having fun. Hope you're enjoying. We're going to swirl it around. Swirl it around. Swirl it around. Oh my goodness. This looks so good. So good. Oh my goodness. And it's going to be so good. Swirl it, make sure get it mixed up really well. Okay. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do to make the casserole is I'm going to layer it. I'm going to layer some spaghetti with cheese. And the top layer is going to have cheese on top, sprinkled shredded cheese on top. And a surprise, pepperoni. Voila, hold tight. So we're going to get a pan here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to halfen it, pour it in this pan. Let's lay that right here. So I'm going to kind of gauge it to be half. Take it, kind of even it out. This on here. Make sure we got enough of meat in there. Okay. Then I'm going to take my cheese. You can get any type of cheese. What I got here is I just got some Mexican blend cheese, 4-cheese blend. Sometimes I get the taco shredded cheese. Just whatever I feel like that day. Okay, open it up. Get me some scissors to open. And I'm going to sprinkle this on top of the first layer. Sprinkle. Pretty much the whole pack. But I'm going to reserve some to put on the top layer. And then I'm going to come back with the last batch of spaghetti meat sauce on top of that. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to flip it over. Okay. Put that in the sink. We'll wash that later. Washing my hands again. Washing my hands again. I remember the kids used to sing a song as they wash their hands. And they were seeing the wheels on the bus go round and round. But make sure you keep your hands clean at all times. Okay? Now we're going to go and spread this on top of that. I'm going to spread it out. Woo. Then we're going to take some pepperoni. Woo. Got some pepperoni. I got some sugar there, pepperoni. Let's put it on top. Kind of spread it out, kind of. Okay. Kind of fighting with this bag a little bit, but that's okay. Just gonna spread it out on these spaghetti. Kind of give it a different taste, different flavor. Like I said, anything with flavor, I love. If I don't have it, I like to come up with something just to give something different. I guess you could say, girl, you ain't even in the box. Never have, never will, never don't want to. I always saw myself different. You know, I heard people say the difference between a sane person and an insane person is a sane person laugh at folks because they're different, and an insane person laugh at people because they're the same. Which are you? La 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 la. Don't answer that. Keep that to yourself. Ooh, okay. We're almost finished. Make sure this stove is off. We'll turn this oven up. What I suggest just before the spaghetti is finished cooking, to turn your oven on. I'm gonna put this at 400 today. Just kind of spread the spaghetti out. And then we'll come back and put cheese on top of that. Put some cheese on it. That was just the first batch. Like I said, we over here like our cheese. We love our cheese. So let's add more, okay? This is going to be splendiculous. Say it with me. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yes, ma'am. Yo. Wash our hands. Still with me? Okay. Now what we're going to do, we're going to pop it in this oven. You don't have to put it in there long, basically just to get the cheese to melt. Pretty much it's done, but we're going to pop it in the oven for, let's say 10 minutes maybe, or less. Now, whew, see, that didn't take long. And people think you work for hours. But it only take a few minutes. And what I love about it, what I love about cooking, period, is the main ingredient to cook with is love. People can tell when you took time out just to prepare the simplest of dishes. Just the simplest of dishes that's cooked with love. If you put love in your cooking, oh my God. It's something that you can't buy off the grocery store shelf. Put love in it. Put some flavor. That's the flavor. The flavor, F-L-A-V-A, is love. Put it in there. The next time you cook any dish, I challenge you to cook it with love. Be excited about cooking. Don't think of cooking as a drab or something I don't want to do, but be excited about it. And let me tell you, the dish will turn out oh so good. But put love in your cooking. Have love, have love in everything that you do. It makes a difference. They said love make the world go round. Well, love is an ingredient that's missing in a lot of our foods. And like I said, you can tell when someone just threw something together and when they took their time out to cook. So we're just going to wait a few minutes and just let the cheese melt, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. Oh my God. And I can't wait until I see their faces tomorrow with excitement as they eat one of these dishes that I cooked. But let's check on the cheese. It's at 400 degrees. It should be melting. Let's check and see, okay? It's getting there. It's getting there. Let's turn it up a little bit. Let's turn it up a little bit. But I hope that I have showed you something new that you can add to your cooking dishes. Family reunions, any type of get together, quick get together, unannounced family and friends coming. Oh my God, what am I going to cook? They're bringing their whole family. Cook some spaghetti. Do a spaghetti casserole. I'm sure they will love it. And they will appreciate the love that you put in it to cook. So take it from me, Fla'va in the Kitchen. You are going to love it. They are going to love it. And they're going to thank you. And there's no greater joy from cooking than to see the people smile. And when they come back for second and third fixings, happens. And you will be enjoyed. You will enjoy it yourself. So next time you decide you want to cook a big dish, think of this spaghetti casserole. Let me take it out of the oven and show you what it looks like. Hold on. Let's turn this oven off. Get my mittens. Ooh. Okay. Can you see that? Can you see that? Oh my goodness. Fla'va in the Kitchen. Baby, try this. You will be glad you did. Let's sit this thing down because it is heavy, sister. Whew. Whew. A complete episode of Fla'va in the Kitchen. I hope you have enjoyed. Take time out to smell the roses. Life is too short, people. Life is too short. Live each day. Laugh, and laugh. Every time you have an opportunity. Make someone else laugh. Make someone else's day. Make someone's favorite dish with Fla'va in the Kitchen. Have a good night. Bye-bye.